You're listening to the Breakaway Breakdown podcast, where we bring you interviews with some of the top ropers in the country, news about what's going on in the fastest sport on dirt, training tips for you and your horses, and so much more. I'm your host, Casey Allen. Let's jump in. You guys, I cannot wait for you to hear today's special episode. Thanks to the folks at breakawayroping.com, we had the chance to go to Lari Dee Guy's arena in Abilene, Texas, with 5 of the top 15 NFBR qualifiers, and not only watch them work together to help each other prepare for the national finals of breakaway roping in Las Vegas, but they got together for a roundtable discussion to share what it's like being a professional breakaway roper in the year 2022. We've got cowgirls in their 20s to 50s in this discussion, and I think you're going to love what they have to say. This was completely unscripted. We literally just turned the cameras on and let them talk. And yes, the discussion is also completely unedited. Make sure to check out breakawayroping.com to learn from some of these ladies and use code BREAKDOWN15 for 15% off your membership. If you're listening at the time of release, we've got the Pre-Fert Open streaming for free all weekend long on breakawayroping.com as a special treat to you guys. And stay tuned to hear what you can expect from our NFBR coverage in Las Vegas. I know, you're tired of hearing me talk, so let's just jump right in.
I'm JJ Hampton, and we're here with the Breakaway Roping Journal.
I'm Lari Dee Guy.
Samantha Fulton.
Taylor Munsell.
Katie Williams.
And we all made the NFRB.
NFBR.
NFBR.
Yeah. Okay. We all made the NFBR this year, and we all met at my house here in Abilene, Texas to discuss kind of how we practice, to get ready for the NFR. And we've had a pretty good day.
Yeah, it was a good day. I really enjoyed getting to rope with Katie and get some advice and some help. I thought it was a good practice that I needed.
Yep, it was a great day.
Yeah.
It was fun getting to rope with you and fun getting to rope here.
When you practice, you just practice like you do every day, huh?
Yes.
Nothing special.
No, nothing special. I mean, we'll figure out the start, we'll see it, and we'll rope. And I don't know, I think it's wonderful if you can do that and set up the barrier, and that's what works for you, but I don't know. It's another day of roping. Yeah, it is our NFBR, but at the end of the day, it's another roping, and I don't think to put too much on myself to do that. Last year for me was, it wasn't the finals that I would have dreamed of having, and I'm gonna just keep practicing, and hopefully this one's a lot better than last time.
But let me tell you something about JJ. She ran 9 calves, and how many did you miss out of 9?
7.
That's right. And you know who won the last round?
Yeah, I did.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
And
Who didn't know she won the last round?
and that says a lot because like mentally, there's so many people that if they were to miss 7 calves, out of 9, they'd get themselves down and adversity when it comes to her, she's always an overcomer, and she's the one that won the last round, and that to me that says a lot.
Well, thank you. It was I don't know, it wasn't what you want to do, and I was like, man, just keep firing it at them because eventually I'm going to catch. And I didn't let it bother me. And we got home maybe a month later, and Marty says to me, he goes, we were talking, he goes, most girls would have quit. They'd have hung themselves, cut their ropes up, and been done. I go, what the hell? I mean, what are you talking about? And he's like, JJ, holy moly. And I was like, I guess that's right. So I mean, he was bragging on me in his own way, but it was. I mean, that could have really got me down, but it didn't.
How would you handle that?
That would have been hard for me.
Yeah, it was. I saw people, they weren't having as bad a time as I were, but they were whipping their horses, yanking their horses, and I'm just not that one. I mean, I've missed 19 in a row, but the 20th one I won it, and I'm just going to keep doing that. But it was not, it was a little bit difficult. I mean, I don't say difficult, but it wasn't something, I think I'm better than that. I should, but I'm going to tell you, there wasn't any girl other than that before the last 2 calves that wasn't rooting me on. I think they saw how bad it was for me, and they actually felt sorry for me. Because, they were. People that we all cheer each other on, but they were really like, come on, JJ, you can do this. It was just, that was cool for me that, we do have a bunch of good girls that cheer us on, and that really showed it to me then. Because I was having it was a struggle.
If I had to bet money on who was going to win the 10th round, I knew who I was betting on. That's for sure.
I did too. What do you think? What have you been working on so far? What are you gonna continue to work on to to get ready?
For me, it's just been a struggle keeping horses sound. So trying to stay practicing and making realistic runs in the practice pen, not on the horses that I plan on riding out there, which has kind of been my whole summer. So I've just been trying to stay in a good headspace and more so the neck catch of it, like making good, sharp runs on what horses I have instead of trying to make. I don't go into the box and think this is going to be the run that runs around. I go and make the best run I can on the calf I have on the horse I'm riding. And then when I get back on my good horses, like I got to get back on my bay today for the first time since JJ's roping, it's fun and easy. So.
Well, you and Sam hauled together all year, and I mean, y'all kept each other pretty pumped up. I mean, both of y'all had a great year. And how was that? How is that being together all the time?
It's honestly really good. I couldn't ask for a better hauling situation. It's hard being together that long in the summer, but I mean, I rode her horses this summer, and that's part of what helped me make the finals and stuff, and I knew that I could ride her horses. That was the good thing about it, is I knew between her and her family I was never going to be like horseless or not able to get somewhere or something, which was kind of a struggle for me this summer with horses for sure. But yeah, we kept each other pumped up. When I wasn't winning, she was usually winning, and when she wasn't winning, I was usually winning, and we bought each other dinner.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good.
Great to have.
Yeah,
Tell them about the horses you have, because you have great horses.
Thank you. Right now I have my good black horse Sambo. He's 17 years old this year. I've had him for 8 years.
He should have been mine. But go ahead with your story.
That's a sore subject, but I've had him everywhere from the short setups like San Antonio to Salinas, and he's great everywhere. I can always depend on him. I know exactly what he's going to do. I got another one. He's actually my mom's horse. I call him Hank, and I started hauling him.
You rode him in California.
California was the first time I took him to a rodeo in Wickenburg, like the week before California, won that, and then took him out to California and placed all 3 of them. And he was a little green this summer, kind of fell apart at certain times, but in July he really came through for me. And I won the most money on him as I did any of my horses this year. So he's just in the last month he's really started coming on strong. And I'm not sure which one I'm going to ride first out there yet, but he's definitely pretty. It's a hard choice between the 2 of them.
And then you had another one out there that Munsell rode some. Your sister rode some.
Tick, yes, I have had him for about a year and a half. That horse is great. There's been multiple people that have jumped on him and won money. I've won a bunch on him. He's really fast, tries hard every time. He's just a winner.
Yeah, great horse. Mm-hmm. And what about you, Katie? You was a sleeper this year. She went to Montana. That's where you're originally from, and you live in Texas now. And
Yep.
man, you're just
I like Montana in the summer. I go up there every summer.
Yeah.
I had to pick and choose a little bit where I had to go. This summer I didn't go very hard because I have one horse. One good horse that I can, count on winning on. So I try to take it pretty easy on her during the summer.
She a young horse?
She is. She's only 7, so this year she was a lot more solid. And she was awesome this year. But I didn't want to haul her too much, put her in a ton of pressure situations, So I stayed a lot in Montana this year. I headed a bunch in the circuit rodeos there, and Breakaway in the circuit rodeos there. Breakaway on a young one a little bit. So I took it a little bit easy, kind of towards the end of the year. But I'm glad it all worked out because the girls at the end were winning everything.
Yes.
The girls, from, I don't even know, 10th to 20th, towards the end of the year.
Everyone.
I started getting a little nervous. I was like, whoo, like I should have been going a little more. But it was good. I'm glad it worked out.
No,
Well,
it was tough. I mean,
it
it was
got
tough.
tough,
Because the
yeah.
summer for me was terrible. Like, I literally came home and won $1,000 at Mesquite, and then at the end I started winning just a little, but I had a really rough summer. And like we all thought Kelsey would be in.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get ahead of Kelsey.
Everyone, yeah.
But then I had to win 10 more thousand. I don't know. I mean,
crazy.
and it was crazy, but that just
Those
shows
girls
how
at
good
the
people
end,
do.
it was because there were some girls that were in the top 15 with less than a month left that ended up being below 20th.
They did.
Yeah.
And it
was tough.
didn't even like not win money. They were winning money still. They just weren't winning enough money.
I know.
Yeah.
Because
It
the
was
people
so
hit at big
tough.
rodeos and did awesome. I mean, you had a great summer.
I did. I was very fortunate. I wanted to. I hurt my shoulder like during California, and I was kind of wanting to come home. And I was the same way. I thought Kelsey had it made, and I thought as soon as I win, right ahead of Kelsey, then I'm gonna go home, get my shoulder operated on, and be ready for the NFR. And Man, I'm glad I didn't.
No,
Because that was not enough.
No, it wasn't enough, and that was it was good. I mean, the more rodeos that had breakaway for us with more money that people could win was pretty. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah, they added a lot more rodeos this year. We had a lot more opportunities.
It was steady throughout the year. Like
Yeah.
all year, you could win a bunch of money.
You know, the last couple years, it seems like we've had to pass up great rodeos that everyone else got to go to get to one. And this year, you know, it seemed like we got to go to a lot more along the way. It made it a lot feasible for us, even though the gas was $6
For
or
me,
$7 a
last
gallon.
summer I flew home a lot.
Yeah.
I flew home every chance I get to be with Kason, and this summer I didn't get to fly home very much. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a whole month I didn't even get to see him.
Yeah, there was a bunch of rodeos this summer.
It was
And the
good.
rodeos in Montana, we left and went to a bunch up there. You stay up there most of the summer.
Yeah, I don't hardly leave. I stay up there, circuit rodeo up there. I stay with Ty and Sierra Erickson,
Yeah.
and that's where I like to be.
It's nice.
Yeah, I love it up
And
there.
the rodeos are really good up there.
No, they are.
They are, yeah.
That's good.
Cattle are good.
Yeah. What,
Sam,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, Sam, how are you gonna get ready for the NFR?
Kind of sounds like you. Like try to keep things the same and just do things correctly and like make each run very intentional in the practice pen. Obviously, like we'll probably set up the box and stuff like that and try to go at some. But yeah, just trying to be really intentional with my practice. More so, not just getting ready for the NFR, but just going for just practicing for anything, getting better as a roper.
Right. That's good. I learned from today that I'm gonna have either I'm going to somebody's house or they're gonna come to mine. I always have calves. I rope by myself a lot, and Kate with Kason, and Marty will come over too. But I really rope by myself a lot. I don't rope with people, and I think I'm gonna do that a little bit more. I am.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff because I think it'll help me.
Oh, I know it does, and I said I'm fortunate. I get to rope with Hope, Thompson every day, and it's like you always say that the best coach is yourself, but then when you have somebody that can hold you accountable, for your actions or the things that you're doing, like there's a lot of times that I'll make a run and I don't really know what I did, but I can come back and say what'd you see, and having someone that can give you that information, man, it really helps. And like I said, this year I got hurt, so I'm a roper. You know that. I've roped. That's all I've done my whole entire life is just rope. And I rope 100 of something a day, whether I head them, hill them, or rope calves. And since I've gotten hurt, I probably haven't run 20 practice calves since April.
Right.
And that's hard on me because I'm a roper. But
Sure.
Just going through the actions, just going through the motions, and like like just scoring, running the calves, you don't even have to have a rope, but just like hitting the start, getting my horse crossed over, getting him to
Right.
the spot, and then acting like I'm roping. And that's helped me, that's helped me a lot to stay as sharp as I have, this summer, because I wasn't able
That's
to
good.
rope.
Yeah.
See, for me, I've already had the shoulder reconstructive surgery and all that, so I can't run very many calves, and my practices are very limited. So it's very much like, for me getting ready for the finals, it's like I pick out a day and it's like I'm going to go at them to win the rounds on this day. So I'm going to run 10 and I'm going to try to win all 10 rounds. And that's where I try to see a start, hit it, and get it out of my hand to win the round, as if I'm out of the average and I'm only going at the round. And then the next day I'm going to go into it and I'm going to be like, I'm going to run 10 calves today for the average. So it's like where I see what I think I need to see on the calf to be smart but not off the barrier, and then go make the best smart run I can, not just forcing it. And then the next day it's going to be like, this is what I need to work on this horse. This is what I need to work on this horse. And then another day of just making sure I'm just roping sharp. And like I have to pick each day what I'm going to work on, because I can't run. Like 10 kevs is even maxing out of practice for me usually if I'm roping every day of the week.
That's a great way to practice.
Yeah, so it's
I like that.
especially for the NFR, because it's 10 runs. Like I do like to do a few days of where it's like that for sure. Like I'm going out the round all 10 runs this day, so I don't get into the mindset of like, oh, I broke the barrier on that one, and then get to fight in my head and stuff trying to win the rounds and think about average and all that other stuff. It's like, this is what I'm focused on today. If I think I broke out on that one, well, it's a good thing I was going for the round, because it's what I'm doing on the next one too. And just try to learn from what I'm working on that day and then change it the next day.
Well, and the way ours is set up is 5 one day, 5 the next. So, like, how do you think about that? You get in jackpot mode? Do you try to stay in round mode? How do you think you're going to approach that?
I I do better. I rope better when I slow my mind down. So if I'm in more almost jackpot mode, I ride my horse better, and therefore I feel like I win more because I slow my mind down. I get to going too fast, throwing too fast, get too strung out if I'm thinking go fast. That's just kind of me personally. So if I keep my posture, keep riding my horse good, I'm way more successful. Speed kind of comes with it. If you knock a good start and you are making a good run and you have a good run set up, you'll be fast. But for me, I have to work on riding, keeping my feet where I need to keep my feet, and then I rope better, my horse works better, my horse stays working longer. I'd run 10 calves over 2 days, your horse is going to need to stay working.
So you'll approach it like a 5-head
I will
jackpot each day.
probably, yeah. I feel like it's more successful for me when I just kind of slow everything down. I feel like I can still be fast when I do slow everything down, but I'm more successful, or have been in the past, when I slow it down, approach it more like a jackpot. And my horse stays working better.
But question, you aren't going to like let off at all though. Like you're not going to try to miss the barrier or anything and go just catch
Have you
5.
ever
It's
seen
going to be.
Katie?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I know what she's saying, and I know just from watching her. But to clarify, like you're not going to just be like, I'm going to make sure I get out and then run up in the middle, take an extra swing and rope them. You're still going to be making realistic, really good runs. You're not just going to be
Absolutely.
almost trying to break the barrier.
Yes.
You're going to be still making.
When I try to go fast, it's a disaster. So I know that about myself. So I try to slow
Her
it
slow
down.
is still faster than my fast.
Yeah.
What about you, Sam?
I feel like similar to Katie, like when that's what I was saying, like doing things intentionally and correct, like when I do it correct, when I leave the box correct, that's when I set my whole run up good. Whether it's going to come together fast or take another swing, whatever it is, like that's when it's the best for me.
I think it's the best for anybody. We talked about that. When you score well, leave the box well, roping's
Then
pretty
it's
easy.
easy.
Yeah, roping's easy.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably all of our, our goal is that, if we can score good and run them across there good, then it gets a lot easier.
We all know how to be pretty fast.
Yep.
Yeah. Our sport is fast. I was talking to an older gentleman today at the roping at San Angelo, and he was talking about how many mistakes these girls are making. And I said, you rope against the 100 best girls in the world and see how many mistakes you make. Because I said, everybody goes pretty dang fast.
You're lucky if there's only 100 entered anymore.
Exactly.
You guys, the entire Breakaway Roping Journal team is going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada next week at the South Point Arena and Hotel, coming to you live from the national finals of Breakaway Roping. From the girls getting their back numbers, to who wins each round, to the average winner, to the world champion, you will not miss one single moment. We are going to be spotlighting 2022 Resist All Rookie of the Year, Josie Connor. We are going to be talking about the horsepower that these girls are bringing and bringing you coverage on breakaway roping like you have not seen in the past. I cannot wait to meet some of you in person at the South Point. If you haven't got your tickets yet, we've got links for that on breakawayropingjournal.com. So make sure that you are staying tuned to the Breakaway Breakdown and the Breakaway Roping Journal on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram so that you do not miss a moment of Breakaway in Vegas. We're also going to be making sure that we keep an eye on all the jackpots that are happening across Las Vegas while we are out there, because we want to make sure you guys are in the loop on breakaway roping. If you're still interested in checking out breakawayroping.com to learn from some of the amazing ladies in the top 15, make sure to use code BREAKDOWN15 to get 15% off your membership. All right, now let's get back to the ladies in the roundtable discussion.
Exactly.
Usually 200.
When you have to go at them. If you don't, you're not going to win nothing anyways.
No,
I mean,
you're going to
wanna-
go at every one of
You
them.
want to do the best you can, and maybe you don't. But if you don't, you can't hang your hat for trying it, because the next girl right behind you is going to score good and get it on them.
I would say 4 flat ones about the same as no time does
That's
anymore.
it.
So
it doesn't matter.
What do you think? You and I are the old ones of the group, and tell me what you think and like what you see, like how far it's come, maybe what you see in the future, like of breakaway roping.
Man, it's crazy how far it's come, because I've been a rodeo warrior for forever. I mean, I've been doing it. You didn't even rodeo back when I did. You were doing something different. I've been rodeoing a long time to see this come come to fruition is it's incredible, honestly. I mean, we'd go to rodeos and pray there was 9 people there because it paid the best. I mean, and that was driving to Louisiana every weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, anyways, it's really, I don't know, it's cool to be a part of this just for the fact of how much it's grown, how many people are into it, how much talent there is with these girls, how good of horsewomen they are, how good of horses they ride. I mean, it has just come so far that it's quite a journey, and I'm just glad to be, we can still do this. I mean, that we still have a chance to be able to compete with you ladies because y'all are a bunch of badasses. And, and if we can, I don't know, I just praise God every day for this opportunity that we have. I'm thankful that y'all are going to get to do it, and then we'll last a little while longer, I'm sure, but that y'all get to carry this on and keep building what all the people before us and we've done. It's incredible. I just would like more money. I think that's the kicker for us is the money. I mean, we rodeoed harder than grown men, and we did. Not everybody, but most of us did, and it cost a lot to do this. And I think we've earned it.
Yeah.
We deserve it. I don't think I'm acting like a prima donna because I'm not, because I put my time in, but it's time that we get to do this. I mean, and Thomas and Mac's great, but I think it's the money. Yeah. I mean, we're roping for 5,000 a round and they're roping for 30. It's time. And we've shown up at numbers. We show up. We buy things. We're with our families. We spend money. I mean, we're there and we've proven we're capable. We're honorable. And we deserve to be there. So I think it's coming, but I would like to see it faster than maybe it's gonna.
Yeah, and we're coming from all over. I mean, Montana, Oklahoma, North and South Dakota.
Yeah. She's
been both. And then, I mean, we're coming from all over.
That's right.
In numbers,
Yes.
And I think that it's been really cool and amazing for me to see how far it's grown and JJ and I started rodeo when we were about 9 years old together, and we're 51 still rodeoing together, so it's kind of cool, and it's great to see, like you said, the talent. Like when I watch these girls rope, I mean, Sam's been standing here with me and roping, and I watch her rope, and I just shake my head thinking, man, I wish I could do what these girls can do these days. You know?
I know they're awesome. Yeah, the talent's unreal.
What do y'all think about like how far it's come? Like just starting with you, like seeing where even in the last say 10 years that you've been. How long ago you were in college?
Oh gosh, do I have to answer that?
I know.
I feel old now. I graduated 2014.
Okay, so from there to right now, how far has it come?
Oh, it's crazy. I completely quit breakaway for 3 years after college because it just wasn't, the money wasn't there, like you had the UPR rodeos and I had the northern rodeos in Montana, but I was more focused on my heading and the World Series ropings and stuff because there just wasn't a great end result in the breakaway, and it's crazy how far it's come. Like we were talking about, the girls that won money at the end this year, just every piece of it, the horses these girls are riding, the awesome rodeos we're getting to go to, all of it is just awesome. Like I never would have thought we would have equal money, at Fort Worth like we did and stuff 3 years ago, and it was just such a cool feeling. Fort Worth was one of the first big ones I got to go to, and it was so cool. It's getting so tough. It's every rodeo that adds breakaway we're so excited and so thankful for. We're so thankful for everything you guys have done to get it to this point as well. It grows like crazy every year. The numbers grow, the horses get better, the girls get better. Everything just gets bigger and better every year, and it's really fun to see.
Yeah. What about you, Monson?
Well, I kind of come into it late because I team roped before I breakaway roped, and I was just kind of breakaway roped because it was just handy enough with the rope to breakaway rope. So I didn't breakaway rope until after my shoulder surgery when I went to college. And then I kind of hit it perfect. I started that bay horse when I went to college, and then I think I won the BFI in 2018, and that was like the first year I started breakaway roping, and then I think 2020 they had an NFR or NFBR. So it was, and I went to enough rodeos that year. I think I was like 22nd, and the next year I was like, hey, I get a rodeo. So I really kind of come into it and got really into the breakaway and hit it hard when the ropings started adding a lot of money. And then the ropings were getting bigger, and I was like, oh, heck, I can do this. It's easier on my shoulder. And then that bay horse ended up being good, so I kept going, and then we got to start rodeoing. And it's crazy how fast it grew because the first year I only went to the rodeos that made sense to go to, really. And it was like, Fort Worth and the 4th of July run and stuff. And then the next year was like, there was a bunch of them. I mean, we got a rodeo all summer. I didn't even start till the summer and still got to go to a bunch of really good rodeos. And then this year we got a rodeo all year long.
Yeah.
And you still can be rodeoing if you wanted to be. I mean, it never really was a break. You could rodeo all year, almost every weekend all year.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome. I appreciate all the rodeos adding it and the ones that are trying to get better and the ones that are already, 100% in for us.
Yeah. For sure.
I've had so much fun rodeoing. Like, it's been a literal dream. Like, when I was 18, I bought my WPRA card and barrel race, and went around the circuit rodeos, made circuit finals there, because I thought that was kind of what I was going to have, to make the finals or whatever, or to even just pro rodeo. That's what was going to have to happen. And then they started adding some breakaways in some of the pro rodeos up there, and everybody was just ecstatic. And I still remember I was in Baker at the rodeo, and they called us and told us that they were going to be able to have the circuit finals in Minot with the Badlands, with the rest of the rodeo. And they were going to put us after the bull riding, but we were all just so excited that we even got to be there. And I've enjoyed rodeoing so much, and the fact that we get to go to like these iconic rodeos and see the arenas and everything and like learn, it's been so much fun.
No, it is. It's been a dream come true, because I got to watch my brother rodeo and got to, he made the NFR and the CAFR Open in '93 and got to do, all that, and never did I ever dream that I was gonna. Yeah, yeah. I never dreamed that I would get to go to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and rope, and Salinas, and Fort Worth, and San Antonio, Houston. And I mean and it's not even just the big rodeos; it's the little rodeos too. Like some of the arenas that we get to rope in and be up,
and the people you get to meet,
and the people you get to meet along the way.
I think it's crazy when you think about that we're like literally the first. Like for the guys, there's always, for every guy that's rodeoing now, they get to talk to somebody else that had went to that rodeo before them and knew kind of the setup and stuff. And for us, we're literally all the first. And I know that we can talk to the calf ropers, but a lot of times our barriers aren't the same. Our calves are never the same. Like, it's completely for everybody. It's like walking into a level playing field on these arenas and setups and everything. And it's crazy to think that in the future I'll have went to some of these rodeos 20 times and still be going. Like, it's crazy.
What I think's cool from us being older, and people know you, they knew my name. They didn't know me. They see her clinics and all that, but people know who I am now. And they will literally see me in town and follow me places. I had a little man stop me and say, "Are you who I think you are?" I said, "Yes, sir. Can I please buy your lunch?" Sure, sit and had a conversation with, but the people now that know who I am, and when I go places, like 4 or 5 people caught me in the bathroom today and were like, "You don't know me, but I watch you on TV." And it's really kind of cool. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, for us to get the recognition that we've wrote for so long, and the people that know and come and talk to me just because now they see me on TV, or it's pretty cool to me, because I love people. I do. I talk to the people who take my ropes off. I love people, and for them to be able to, they know me. And they've seen me on TV, and they do. They've gotten to know me, and I think that's cool.
Well, I was in Hays, Kansas, doing a clinic this past week, and in the hotel, I get off the elevator, and this lady points at me, and she's like, "Who are you?" And I said, "Lari Dee Guy." And she said, "I knew it was you." She said, "I watch you on TV." She said, "My favorite breakaway roper is J.J. Hampton." Well, mine too.
Get that a lot.
We were at Cheyenne, I was at Pendleton at the store buying stuff, and this lady talking to me, and she goes, "Lari Dee?" And the lady's holding beside me. I go, "No, I'm not Lari Dee." I got my purple hat on, and the lady walks off, and she goes, what is that lady? It's your JJ with the purple hat. It was the funniest thing, because she thought I was Lari Dee, me and that little lady. But, it just kind of is funny that people, they now know us all. And I think that's cool, because they actually get to know us and not just think it's something else. And people love us. They love our event. And I've enjoyed that a lot. I really have. People get to see us.
Well, and it gives women another event in pro rodeo. I mean, we have one out of the really 6 major events. I mean, they have steer roping as well, but I mean, we got one event, and that's barrel race. Well, now when you add breakaway, that gives women 2 events. And I mean, it gives, the people out there an opportunity to be fans of another women's event,
Yes.
And people love the breakaway.
They do.
I love the breakaway. I'm a huge barrel racing fan. That's my favorite event. I mean, I love watching the barrel race. And but I'm a roper, and I said it's really cool, like what JJ's saying. I mean, they know us, like they know you, and I mean, I know y'all run into the same thing. You know, you go to some place, they're gonna know you, and it's just cool that they, the Cowboy Channel's helped that out a lot.
They have.
Breakaway Journal, like putting stuff out there on social media for us, and doing all that kind of stuff. It's really helped out a lot.
It is, and I think it's cool that they do get to know us. I mean, it is. So probably when I invite myself with a rope with one of y'all, or
Can I
whenever
come to
get-
your house?
You can. That's it. Come on
I've
over.
been waiting to ask.
No, come on, we'll rope, and I'm going to interview you too, because I think it's important for us to be able to get some stuff out about everybody else, because there's things that they don't know about you that they should know about you, and I think it's cool if we get to this. So if you come over, we'll have a little chat. Okay. Okay.
It'd be like a dream come true to get a rope with another one of my heroes.
Yeah, come on. We'll be around this week. We'll rope.
I told you if you got us started, we wouldn't stop.
That was really good, y'all. Good job.
It was good.
Good job.
It
Good
was
job.
really good.
That's it.
Really
I knew it wouldn't be hard once we started talking.
No, we got it.